Hey there, gamer peeps, and welcome to the new devlog for Frank the Turd, the shittiest game ever made. Why do I say that? Well, the game is literally about a piece of poop. Okay, I'll explain. I'll try not to get too long-winded, but if you stick around until the end, I'll give you a nice face reveal as thanks. Also, if you're interested in the whole game-making process, please consider subscribing. So anyway, after graduating college, I had a bit of free time, so back in 2018, me and a few friends, we'll call them Friend A and Friend B, we decided we would make a game together. We wanted to make something that would be easy enough to make in a few months' time, but we also wanted to try and make some profit with it, and also add some decent-looking art into our portfolios. We pitched a few different ideas, each one having their ups and their downs, but most were far over-scoped. That means they would take more time and effort than we could realistically put into it. We wanted to keep the scope small, so we decided to take one of the less serious ideas, one we wouldn't care so much about if it didn't do exceptionally well, and we decided we would go with that one. The idea that we ran with was Frank the Turd. The pitch was mostly just a single scene, and a rough idea. You are a poop, and you end up in someone's soup to make them sick. The end. The world you play in would be confined to a single house, and you would just smear yourself around to try and get your revenge. And with that pitch, game development began. I began to work on programming and blocking out some basic scenes since I was the most well-versed in that side of things, and my teammates were going to run with the art and generating all of the assets. I made a few spreadsheets so we could log all of our work, and we really tried to get things going. But working with others can be really hard. Turns out a big thing you need to be able to do when working with others is you need to be able to share with each other. Think of it like this. If you're creating a huge mural out of collage parts and you have a team, the best way to work to get things done efficiently would be sharing the billboard and letting each artist design their corners based on the sketch underneath. Because we didn't have a server with a repository in it, the way we were working made a lot less sense than that. Basically, I had the billboard, and the team was giving me art pieces through the mail so that I could glue it onto the billboard myself, while still making my own sections for the billboard. I was doing well over 3 times the work of everyone else, and in a short amount of time, I was burnt out. And honestly, so was the rest of the team. They weren't very excited about having a poop attached to their art, and their first project would be about a turd. We all had lives to worry about, and it just started falling to people's back burners. Eventually, work and hobbies and life just started to get in the way of making this game. Eventually, I bought my own Synology server, and I tried to set up version control with an SVN, and then I lost a bunch of time trying to set up a VPN through it so that the people outside of my local access network could access the files inside of the server. If that sounds complicated and confusing, you're like me. Again, working as a team was causing more headaches than it was solving. Let's just say, I never got the VPN working, and in time, the project died. Again, and again, and again. We just couldn't get it to work. Which was sad because I had logged over 100 hours into this game. All of that work was just sitting on my hard drive gathering digital dust, and I still wanted to see it get done. I had done all of the work on the project thus far, and it wasn't as if anyone else was even invested in the project anymore. The team had moved on, and I was the only one still with a desire to finish, which made me realize this was my project to finish. Frank the Turd is a story about Frank the Third, an ex-hitman out for revenge against his boss who ordered his death by making him swim with the fishes. As his living body was thrown into a sewage treatment plant, Frank vows to get revenge any way possible. Pitying him, the powers that be allow him to possess the nearest organic form, a floating turd. So, you play as Frank, and to get your revenge, you travel around the boss's house smearing yourself all over the place, eventually leading you to enact your final act of vengeance when you encounter the boss himself. Being a poop, you have a very particular way to move. Drawing inspiration from games like I Am Toast, the point is to make it simple to move, but hard to master. You have 2 ways to get around. The most straightforward way is to hop. The second way is to fire yourself forward using, poop power? I don't know how this logically works, but gameplay-wise, this is a simple fire and release system that will require timing and precision to get good at it. I mostly have this movement system in place. I had tried a few variations before, one where the aiming reticle was completely independent of the camera view, and another where your power and speed of movement slowed as you dried out more, your health system, but that was making it far too complex and hard to master. I am considering keeping this code in as a hard mode option for play, but I'm not sure if anyone would want that. If you think you might want these options available, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I truly don't know if I should keep it or not. Now, with the majority of the movement already in the game, and mostly working, the main move forward is going to be making the assets, and there are a lot of them. A whole house needs to be made, modeled, and populated with assets. And for those of you who have never thought about it, there are a lot of assets in a house. Like hundreds. Count all of the pieces that make up everything on your desk and computer. Every monitor, accessory, and wire, all the mail, the drawers full of paper, the lighting, office supplies, etc. It all adds up really quick. Hence why I've spent some time organizing some breakdowns and adding some things to a time management software I'm familiar with called ClickUp. Just think Trello, but if it did everything. And I'm just trying right now to wrap my head around what I'm undertaking. That said, I do have the bathroom scene mostly blocked out, and I also have an opening menu working and an opening scene to run behind that menu. So what do I really have left to do, other than making the rooms? Well, each room will have special events that will need to be programmed in, there will be cutscenes, audio will need to be recorded and implemented, there's going to be things like progress saving, I'm going to have outfit changes, fingers crossed, and a bunch more things will need to be added. And then there's always a need for bug fixing. So there is a lot to do. As a team, this game was estimated to be maybe 3 months, and though I would love to be able to get it done in about that time frame to see it out by year's end, I think going at this alone, if things are looking good by spring 2022, I'll be happy. More than happy, I'll count myself as successful. So if you were down for a 6-month journey, a mad dash to complete a shitty game, please consider subscribing and following along.
Well, I guess I did promise you guys a face reveal after all. Hi there, gamer peeps. It's me, Broccoli G515, your least favorite vegetable. I'm thinking that in future videos I'm probably going to do more talking head things, but that's for another video topic. For now, just want to say thank you so much for watching, and if you're creating something yourself, please tell me all about it in the comments down below, because I'd love to hear about it. And if you're on the fence about creating something, get out there and create something. Until next time.